Hey! Ciao nice people! Welcome! Hey, we are back on developing on RPG Maker, and this time we are back on the payload. I wasn't expecting to make a payload. I was listening to Nova commenting on a clip of what I've done, and I got an idea. We could have multiple ways of progressing a level with some sort of webcam. I want to use the payload even in other levels, even not mine levels, but I also want to find other ideas. The first one that comes to mind is a simple dungeon with just one split or two with a choice where the users can vote. Or I don't know, choosing which enemy to fight or something. So you divide in groups. With some open maps for exploration or something like that. We are gonna brainstorm them later, but definitely would be very nice to have some variety on that. Okay, so what did we do last time? We got a payload and console, please. No, wait, this is about... Aha! And here we draw our health bar. You can see it's not centered, but it's my fault because I should have matching pictures with the same size. I forgot to do it off stream. But now we got the bar clipping. For example, here's the health bar, and if we say the health bar 1 will change the value by 20% in 2000 milliseconds, it will change. Instantly though, that's the issue. Did I forgot to check? I believe we should now work on having the bar update in real time and not instantaneously. To be fair, we can keep it instantaneous, but I really want to take this opportunity to also work on the plugin itself. So let's see if I have notes. Here, okay, right here. Sprite picture update or map prototype update. I don't know which one of the two is the right one, but we're gonna try both of them. So, first thing, we get our plugin. I discovered recently you can put plugins in folders, and that helps since we open them a lot, most of the time. Okay, what is the idea? We have to make the clipping. Where is it? I should add more comments, I always say myself. Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah, it was this one. So we set up how much the final dimension. And here we clipping the bar. This is wrong though, because we set it to the final width. We need to understand how much it is right now, how much it will end up as, and how much time it will take. And then update every frame. So first of all, do we have something like is shown? Yes, here it is. Which activates later, right? Okay, awesome. What was this for? Okay. If not shown, draw picture first time. Okay. So now we want to overwrite the function of the Windows updating. Not Windows update that only launches an update when you want to close the computer. No, I mean the game window. Since it refreshes every frame, we need to match that. It's important to match those because you may have some undesirable effects when you speed up the game through holding the Z button, which is by default on RPG Maker. I want to keep the function because I use it a lot, so I really want to match it. On this game it's not necessary, but I can change it later if I need. So first of all, we can try on map prototype, right? Because we draw on the map. So we create an alias. It means we are duplicating the function. So we are saving the old ones. We are saving the original one. And we do it by just saving them. Saving it somewhere else. I forgot how it's done. Oh yes. You type the whole name of the function, map prototype update, without the brackets, because it means we are referencing the function itself. And here we just define it itself, which we will call the old version. So what we do here is we duplicate the function, so we have the old version, and we call the old version inside, which means we are gonna have our version, which will act exactly as the original one, plus whatever we need. So we add below that whatever we want. And what we want is to update this. For now, I believe it's better if we just make it super simple so we check if it works. What we do now is update bar. And for now we just console log 1. That's it. How will this be called? Well, we cannot type this one here. Why? Because this one is referencing a single object of the class of the bars, a single bar. So we don't know if there's 1, there's 2, there's 100. We should have a way to call all of them. So we can just make one for the entire class. So we make a function here which is related to the entire group collection of bars. So we can call it univocally. And what do we do here? We check every single bar we have and we update them one by one. So we can have their bars, all bars. No, wait, how was it called? Bar container, yeah. So here we have all the containers. We can do a for each, right? Let's see if I remember how it works, because for each is very important, but I never remember. Something like this, right? That's how you do a for each, right? Oh yeah! On point, baby! I know how to code! Yeah, I'm relying on the autocomplete, but by the time I used it, I should remember, right? Okay, so for each bar, we just make bar.update bar. That's it. Oh, that's not really it, because we should also do if bar.is shown. This one, right, is shown. We will update only if it's shown. Or even better, we can make here a method which is called canUpdate, which we will just know if it's show or not. You will tell me, Waldorf, what's the point? It's the same thing. No, yes, but we can change the criteria on when the bar will update. Instead of having the criteria bound to the single variable, we can define our criteria. So for example, we should extend this one by returning that the bar needs to update it only when it's shown and and it's not empty. So we can have and this value more than 0. So it updates only when the bar. This is wrong though, because I don't. In case we want a bar that starts with 0, let's leave it empty. Maybe another thing. We should add another parameter here. We can work on that later though. That keeps track of its movement. So, also we should keep track in case we stack multiple movement commands on the health bar, which I don't think would happen, but just in case, you know, just in case. What I'm missing in the PG Maker, I wonder. I believe it interrupts midway the previous image movement, but I don't know. Okay, so if bar can update, then it updates. It's this simple. Okay. So now we just need to call rea bars dot update all bars, and it will call it for every bar. For now, again, it just does console log 1, but we can even make it clearer. Updated bar, even if it's lying, we don't care. Update fade. What was it? Line 50. Huh? No, wait. It's 209. Ah, it got an issue here. Is the issue the first thing or the second one? We got an issue on this one? Did I make the alias wrong? I swear I need to understand a little better aliases, maybe. That's how it works, right? Cinema prototype update. You call itself. I swear, did I do some? I believe I worked on the update on Invalidate, maybe? On the pictures. Not really. Huh. No, because I did the request animation frame, right? Oof. I should see. How did I mess up the aliases? I don't think so. It's alias name, scene, and alias call this. Wait, call. Wait. I was missing this. Literally this. Let's see. Okay, that was the issue. Oof, we are saved. Now, let's do the health bar. Now, we injected into the update functioning that it checks for the health bar, and where there is, it just writes this. I can't really show everything, but look at this. See, the value is updating. That means it runs every frame. Well, only when the bar is there. We need a bunch of extra things, but for now it works. So first of all, we need to make it. I hope it doesn't lag the game if I crop a picture every frame. I think it's fine. Let's see. So, hands in hands, and we go. So, first step. How do we do it? We need to define to remember the end position of something and define the time frame. So we need to store the final width. We need to store the final width because we need to update one by one towards a certain direction. So there are two ways to make one though, right? First is clearly having a start and end point and defining how much it will change. So we only need how much it will change each frame. The other way is to just have an end point and the time remaining. So we can have a math operation between the time remaining and the destination to understand how much to move this frame. The second version is better because I like more having stored the time remaining and the destination, because we can refresh the destination whenever we need to. So we need two parameters, right? So, this dot destination. We can even call it real value, right? Or shown value. I would like to call it shown value. I hope I don't need to overwrite too many things. I think it's fine. Yeah, we just need to update those things. So, we can have. Let's see with this. This dot shown value is this dot current value, and that's it. Okay. Don't we need also to go on the initialize current value? Does not this update every time max value? Yeah. Maybe we can set it later as a parameter. Though I feel like this should be in the initializing here. Okay. And now we need to replace the thing, because current value is the actual value. The shown value is what appears on screen, which should overall match, though I feel like it may make a mess, but it's important. So to get a value, we just return the true value, current value, and stuff, to avoid issues. Set value, we just change the current value, and shown value. This is for setting, so it's fine. Change value, this is different, because here we just change the real true value of the bar, but we don't update the shown value. That will happen over time. We did not break anything, right? We didn't do much, but I feel like this was an important change. Draw health bar. We have it. And now we change it. Don't stop me now. And it changes. That's fine. Nothing is broken. For now. What's calling? It's the music, right? You got me. So, we got the value. The shown value is not even referred, so it's fine. The idea is this will change during the movement of the health bar. And we need the last parameter here, which is this is move frames left, which is if the bar needs to update anymore. how many frames the bar needs to finally reach the value. Like if I take damage and I lose the HP, the value will move, and while it's moving, it needs less and less frames to reach the value which my HP are actually at during the animation. And so we add this in the condition of can update. So the bar will update only if it's on screen, it's actually on screen, and there are more than 0 frames left to show. There is still an animation ongoing. Okay, and so we are at it. So now if we run the game, it won't update because we didn't set any move frames left, which we can do right now. So right, still here, when we crop a frame, instead of cropping the frame, we will set up how many frames left there are. Also, this will also come in handy because if you update the health bar while it's still updating, while there is still the animation of moving the health, it will not cause issues. The new duration will overwrite the old one. So it will just move to the position. I don't know how to explain it. Though it overwrites the previous duration, so it doesn't create multiple threads of the thing, which sounds chaotic and unnecessary. Okay. We have the duration, but we need to set up also the destination. Which is fine, it's automatic to be fair, right? It's automatic. Because here we automatically change the actual value, and the game will realize on itself that, oh wait, but the actual value is different from the final value, right? We could put it in the condition here. And this current value is different from this dot shown value. So only if they don't match, we will have the animation. And finally here, on the bar updating, we can finally have the cropping, the clipping. Crop, are those the same thing? Not really, but you know, spiritually. So we need to set the frame to a specific value. So if we have a bar of, let's make a bar here, sure. A bar of a lot of things. And we need to move it up to this point. We need to know in one frame how much of the bar we need to delete. Like delete this, or delete just this. How much do we move in a frame? How do we know? Well, we need to know how much frames left there are until we reach the plus. If we know we will reach the plus in 5 frames, it means in one frame we will just delete 1/5 of the thing. So that's the formula. Well, no, that's the logic behind the formula. We still need to find the formula. I'm glad I like math, but this should be kind of basic math. Let's see if I need to put my mind at the right spot. So we need to know how much frames we need to move. So const moved. Do we? Yeah, we need to know. Let's see. Total movement. Let's make this simple. The total movement is this dot. You know what? We can make it even a function. Bar of bar mismatch between true value and shown. Is there an actual name in this? Between no, there's a bar difference. Oh, shut up, AI, it's not an error. Are you stupid? Let's see. Let's call it bar mismatch, I like it more. So this is simple. We just have this dot current value minus this shown value. Usually it reduces, right? So maybe we should have it inverted. Because usually when it reduces, the shown value is more likely higher than the actual value. And we can use it right here. If bar mismatch is different from 0. Okay, we can just call it here then. So total movement is just the bar mismatch. So we don't need even a function for that. What do we do with the bar mismatch? We need to know in the mismatch how much to move the mismatch. So movement is frame is the bar mismatch divided by move frames left. So if we still have 5 frames to reach the plus, we need to have the mismatch. This is the mismatch. Let's say here. So if we divide this thing by the frame remaining, for example 5, we get this. So we know we need to remove this from the value. Simple. So to get it final, we need the final width is this dot current value minus the movement is frame, and we will read shown value. So we get this point and we subtract the movement. So we know we need to move up to this point. That's what we do. And these, ladies and gentlemen, and wonderful people in general, that's how it should work. Supposedly, let's see. So first we draw the bar here, and it's not updating. Also, I believe, did we miss something? Let's see. Now, if we say to reduce it by 20 in 3 seconds, bar mismatch is not defined. Did I forget to set a function? Did I say this? Here. This bar mismatch. A little better, maybe. So, Mr. Payload. First, draw the health bar. Second, work. Sprite not defined. Okay, that's kind of generic. Line 142. Update bar. Wait, because we don't have a reference of the sprite anymore, right? This should be simple. This dot sprite information, right? Okay. Sounds fine. Please, programming magic, work. I beg you. We draw the bar and we move it. Okay, kinda close, but not really. At least it didn't crash. It was pretty close though. It was kinda the same, so it means now we are checking frame by frame what happens. What's wrong in our logic. So we draw the bar and we move it. Let's see now. So we have movement is frame will be not a number, not a good start. Not a good start. What's wrong with this bar mismatch? Not a number is not a good number, to be fair. Worst number ever. It's an impostor, I realized. Not a number is an impostor, So we messed up here. In a bar mismatch. Shown value minus current value. But it's always a number, right? How is shown value? Shown value is right. There's something wrong with the bar mismatch. Huh. Let's try again. Bar mismatch. Shown value is 100. Current value is 80. It should make 20. Isn't this basic math? Yes, it is, but like this is not math. This is programming, so the issue is elsewhere. The issue is I'm doing math, but I do nothing with the result. I should return the result of this calculation. Oops! Oops! It's fine, it's fine. So, we set the bar, draw, and now update. Let's see. This is right, we don't need to check it anymore. And now, movement this frame. Movement this frame is 0.1, which I believe it's matching because it needs to move 20. Wait, no, we are missing a step though, because we are not considering the width of the bar, so it will just change by 20 pixels, not 20%. So it will barely move. Kind of the opposite. Did it move while we were stopping? Let's see. It was instantaneous as well. Huh. It doesn't loop indefinitely, right? Let me see again, because at least it's moving, right? We have something to work with. Let's see. So final width is 99. Okay, good one. Which is next frame, though it just happened. Ah, we also never decreased the frames left. That's an oops. Also frames left, where is it? Movement is frame. Shown value. The shown value also doesn't update. We are definitely not updating anything. I made several mistakes here, but the idea, the structure is the right one. So first of all, we are not updating shit. We need to have this dot shown value is equal to final width. Also we have this dot frames, movement frames left, we decrease it by 1 because we moved this frame. Okay, that covers the basics. Now the final width should be relative to the bar, not pixels. That's my bad. That's what we did here, where we don't need anymore actually. Here, maybe this one? The bar rate. Oh yeah, we are also missing the bar rate. No, that it? Let's see. So here we need the width of the whole picture, right? Huh. How do we get it? Original width? Here. I believe this is an important information. Oh wait, it was considered here. Okay. So first we need to get the final, the bar rate. The bar rate, which means how much it is folded. Never mind. Which is how much percentage it is full, simply. We get the... wait, should we use the shown value though? We should. shown value divided by the max value. And for the final width, we need, instead of the shown value, we need the rate, which if the bar is from 1 to 100, it's the same, but here it's to consider other possibilities. Reducing the movement is frame, which is still wrong, right? Because we need to consider the width. So we should instead have actual width, where we have const actual width is the bar rate multiplied by original width of the health bar, which we now know how much the bar is longy. Even I feel like I might have messed up at something, but we don't know. Anything though I am missing? It's weird because I don't think any of the things I did would fix the instantaneous change. Let's see. So, movement display frame is 0, 1 again. Ah yes, because okay, because it's still relative. The bar right now is 1, it's 100%. The actual width is 1 times the width of the bar, 390. The final width is, wait, movement display, no, wait. This one though is, no, we're still missing something. Also, it does not move. Okay, so movement is frame is relative to the bar. So we need to multiply it by the actual width. So we should just, since the bar rate is still relative, wait. Yes. Give me a sec. No, wait. We have 3 unity measures. This is confusing. Okay, so let's take some notes, definitely. So, movement this frame is how much units it will move this frame. We have three measures: units, pixels, percentage. So let's not mess this up, shall we? The bar rate is the bar rate is percentage of bar, unit divided by unit. So maybe we should decrease the movement of the frame to this. Also because the bar, what do we even need the bar rate for? Do we even need this? Huh? We don't need this. Delete. We don't need the bar rate. It's a useless information. Well, useless. We need it, but like not forever. We just need it here. Bar rate. Much better. Where we could include here in the final calculation. So instead of having the difference between, or the rate in the bar, like we know it's 67% of the health bar, we can have the actual No, wait. Movement this frame is the mismatch frame left. Yes. So this is in units. Here it's units divided by units. So we can just operate between units. That means the bar, before even calculating the percentage, we consider what will change this frame, how much it will reduce this frame. This way, we can have the pixels of the health bar after movement. So that's all we need, right? We don't need this anymore. Here. And so the same, we store it on the shown value. So we know that the bar value changed. I hope it will suffice. Only one way to know. Draw the health bar and let's see. Movement is frame is 0, 1 again, but mismatch. The mismatch, yeah, it's 20. No, wait. Yes, it's 20. So 20 divided by 200, it's 0, 1. It's perfect. The bar rate, it's the value minus 0, 1. So yeah, it's, I don't know why there's float points. I hope it's fine. For the width, we multiply this one for that. It should be the same. It's movement in one frame, so it shouldn't be enough. Oh, there's a 7 at the end. Math. And now we set up the final value, which is not 390. It's something a little less. The frame left reduces. Okay, I don't see any. Oh, come on. Come on now. Okay, definitely something is wrong, and it's not with my world map. Wait, why did it not trigger the movement? We can see that later. If I call the movement when I draw the picture, it might cause an issue, but one thing at a time. Now, let's see. Here we know it will change. Now, the next frame. What will change? Movement is frame, it's more. Why? Why it's more? It should be constant movement. We got original width and shown value. No, wait, the shown value is different, but the bar mismatch now should be the point is this is much higher. Just to be sure, we should store the value here, because I don't like not being able to see them. Okay, better. Better. Now, the mismatch is 20, we know this. Next frame should be a little less though. Mismatch is 309, okay, there's something wrong, and again, it's not with my world map. Did something change? Did I save on shown value? Wait. Wait. I stored the pixel value into something that stores units. My bad. So we need to first store this thing and then divide. So, new value. This. So we can use new value here and store it next time. Should be fine. Again, and now let's see. This should be fine. We store in shown value. We have slightly less than 100. Perfect. And now, next frame. The mismatch is slightly less, but kinda imperceptible though. Ah, no, the mismatch is fine. The movement in frame should be the same. Right? Okay, it's kinda the same. And this should cover it, right? Let's see. Yes! It's moving! And it's not just a picture shrinking, it's clipping. Look at this. I'm clipping picture in RPG Maker. Isn't this marvelous? Here's the bar, and here I reduce it. Let's make it much smaller. Okay. And here it goes down to 20%. Nice, look at this. And the best part is I can have any bar and it won't look weird if I squish it a little. We may take this opportunity to make a fix. Which is, it won't do anything if the bar is not loaded. So we could do something here. Refresh bar. If there is no picture, it will show it. Oh, hello Bix, welcome. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. I swear, doing even the simplest things takes a while. I'm making a health bar that changes based on, based on what you want, based on what you need. It's the health bar, I need to center it, but it's based on pictures. And I can define the new value and how much time it takes. It's much harder to do in RPG Maker because I am clipping the picture and I need to clip the picture every frame to make it work. It took the whole stream. Well, 1 hour. Could be worse. Could be worse. One last thing. It needs to work even if... here, perfect. It needs to work even if the sprite is not loaded. Or at least it needs to initialize. So we can just move the condition here. So the movement, the duration is set regardless. And we make a check here to see if the sprite is loaded or not. If it's not, it will wait a little longer. The animation might want to wait a little longer. Let's see if it works. So, draw the bar. Ah no, wait. Should be unloaded. Let's see. Draw the bar and move it. Now. Okay, we may still want to work on that. I did it using the game events. You can draw image and set image width to left percentage. Yes, I was doing it before. Though unfortunately, it only works if the pictures are like a squishable. What to say? For example, a rectangle is seamless. But if I want to have something more fancier, like a rounded up health bar, it's a little weird because it gets squished the less width you have. And since I was making already a plugin to have a simple call for a health bar, I took the opportunity to make one. Though it doesn't work if it's called on the same frame. Huh. Wait, I made a change. Let's see if the change messed up anything. No, the frame is fine. Oh look, you appeared in the game. Hello. If you want to round other shapes, it's different. Yeah, again, I like to program, so I thought, well, since I'm at it, let's do it, sure. So I can learn how to crop pictures in RPG Maker. Might come useful in the future, you never know. In the meantime, I just waste time. No, it's fine, I'm having fun. So if there is no sprite, it returns, but... Let's see how it works code-wise. Also, we need to check what happens if we delete the bar. We need to see if the bar actually refreshes or not. The sprite is there. Mismatch is 80. It will move 0.4. Looks fine for now. The actual width is 0. Why the original width is 0? Maybe it didn't even have time to... No, wait. Why? Because it didn't get the value from the sprite information in time. But I thought I loaded it. Here. Wait, there is something wrong. So I get the information of the sprite right here, which is not instantaneous, so we need to cover for that. So if there are no sprite informations, it will do stuff. And then return them though. Let's see. We may want to check this one. Or we can just make a condition again. We can do it here. If this dot original width is 0, we return false or null. So if the image didn't load, we return empty. So we tell the game, hey, it's not ready, you know, return later, please. When I was doing custom battle system, I was doing bars and I combined all for live and for mana bar updates in a single script call. Yeah, that's definitely for a better game development. Otherwise, it's hell. Managing 4 slightly different things, and worst of all, having to change one more small thing, but in all of them. That's pretty awkward. That's why also I'm starting to, when I have to have multiple events, to make them into a single common event. Or even better, an event you can call thanks to a plugin. Okay, draw helper and change numbers. Let's see now. It's not moving now! And let's see if maybe it's an issue for everything. No, it was just for that. Maybe... The power of commas. I don't know, sometimes I put them, sometimes I don't, but I don't know, it's satisfying to put some commas. You can do multiple script calls in one line with commas in between. Oh yeah, luckily in RPG Maker with MZ though, you can just put... you can write how much stuff you want in the script calls. In MV it was very limited, you had a small window for everything. Let's put a breakpoint before. So we draw and move. Now the sprite is null, okay. Next frame. Null as well. What the hell are you doing inside here? Let's see now, what are you doing inside? Update bar sprite, you call this. Wait! Oh wait. I see now, it's stuck in a loop. Because we already have sprite information. But we didn't get information of the frame width. So we should put a condition here that it refreshes if the original width is 0 or not defined even, right? Let's go with that. Now should be fine. Let's see. Create, change, and it works. Awesome. So we can call it on the same frame now. That's perfect. It's not over though, because we need also to make, like, to remove the health bar. So we can finally move on the second step, removing the health bar. Hopefully, definitely, it will be easier. So here we have draw health bar, which I simplified a lot. Here I just get the bar information. The bar information means what we defined in the plugin as the position and stuff. Probably even the file, but we can do it later. No, I did it already, never mind. We draw the picture in the background, which will be still. We set up the max value. Oh, should I? Wait. This is wrong now. Because the max value... No, I think it's fine. We might want a way to set the current value, but for now we have every bar starting at a max value. I'm slowly getting my region set up for my project. I'm gonna be using a combination of direction, faced, passability, and player region to draw when the player will see over top as an image. Wait, I don't get what you're meaning. Over top. You mean like the front parallax? No, I think something else. No, I don't get it, sorry. Huh, so we just need the two things. Three things. To draw it, and it works. We set the starting value, and this one actually changes the current value and the shown value, so it's perfect. Change health bar value, which we also tried, it works. We get the info again. If there is no bar, we do nothing. And if it's not 0... Wait, why if it's not 0? Because if it starts by... We can have a bar that starts with 0. So maybe we need this. Again, we call this once, so... If it's 0 and we move it from 0 to 0, I don't think it's an issue. And we return if the bar is empty or full. Should we have another one to check if it's full? We should return a number, maybe? I think we should return the actual value. Here. Would be better maybe value percentage, right? Let's see. How it's called the ratio. The rate. Which is simply this value divided by this max value. So if the bar is 20 out of 30, it will be 66% or 67%. It's literally draw image event that will draw a first person drawn view of the actual game. Ah, okay, I see. Oh, that sounds like it's pretty hard. Good luck with that. I remember there was Testament that made something similar in a game called, how was it? Recalled, right? That made an entire game out of pictures. Maze Explorer first person with just pictures. Good times. Okay, even the logic of drawing works. Just to be sure, let's see if we didn't break anything. I don't think I did anything. Oh wait, no, we were finishing one thing. Rate. So now we know from 0 to 100 what we got. Let's see. So draw health bar. Change value. And we get undefined. That's wrong. I get why. I realized I made a mistake again, so The rate needs to return the value. We need to use it. Okay. Oh, hello, Maelstrom. Welcome. How it's going? Welcome to the stream. We are just finishing to make up a health bar. Like, here we draw a health bar. And we can set up how much it changes in how much time. And it also returns how much it's full, so we know when it's empty. And it reduces in 3 seconds. We need just to check what happens when we want to delete it. Let's see. So draw a health bar, change health bar value, and obliterate health bar. I love some names I use. So first we get the bar again, based on the ID, so we don't need this. The other stuff refer to the previous, the old version, and we can just have bar info delete. That's pretty simple, right? And we can also have an extra one, bar info initialize, so it's ready for the next time. We just need to define delete. But I believe it's pretty straightforward, right? Game screen, remove picture, I think it's called. And we remove the background. And the other one, bar ID. I hope it's called remove picture because I really don't remember. Game screen, remove picture, draw picture. I swear. Did I mistype it? Can screen show picture. Yeah, it's a function. Delete picture. Oh, it's called remove remove No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, never mind. I'm looking online. I'm cheating. I know. Oh, it's not cheating. Let's see. Picture. Erase erase, come on. Use the normal delete, erase. How should I get erase? Remove, delete, remove, erase. Erase picture. Okay, that's the actual name of the function. Should be pretty easy. Need to make sure I'm not using large checks list. System that takes a while. But if you're only using pictures, then also you need to set up every single picture, right? Though, definitely the best thing, the most important thing while doing complex stuff is to just calmly set the basics, the basis, just in case you want to add something later. You don't have to rewrite everything. And definitely it's very important to write it in an orderly way. So if you of the future will return on the thing, you know how it works. And you don't have to reread it, to read ancient text trying to understand anything. How was it called? I forgot. Erase. Erase picture. We got it. We just need the bar ID. That's it. Now we just need to call delete and we are fine. Shall we try it? Let's delete something. We have the health bar. Now we remove it. Obliterate health bar here. We call it on the health bar 1 and... Oh, not a function. What do you mean? I literally read online. It's called erase picture. Remove Wait, it's another name. Did I save? I did not indeed save. Oops. Well, it's fine. Since we are here, we can also add another thing. When I delete a picture, well, we should initialize this, to be fair, instead of otherwise, instead of the other side. And also, we may want to stop it from updating. We need to set up this is shown is false, and this, where is it? Move frames left. So we tell the game, this picture is not moving, it's not there. Don't try to update when you refresh every frame. Now we save, important, save, and let's try. We draw, it's here, and now we obliterate it. Ta! It's gone away. Oh yeah. Now let's see if there is any issue if I create it again. Seems fine. Let's change it. Don't stop anymore. What do you want? Okay, stop midway. And if I delete it midway, let's see. If I draw it again, seems to work pretty well. Doesn't seem to have any glaring issue. We have it! Our health bar. Now we just need to call it in the game whenever we need it. I dealt with large conditional lists before. I know how slow they can be if you don't have a way to stop and cut an easy checks. Yeah, at least I'm happy I'm like to make some order in programming. Even if I don't do it much, so I don't know what's got into me. But I like to slowly take my time while programming. And just take the extra time to do the extra thing. Because in the long run might help. That's why now I'm storing plugins on an extra project. So I can just return on that and take whatever I need. Which I already did 1 or 2 times, I believe. Or even now, as you saw here, I was taking some notes on making parameters for plugins, for example, so I don't need to find the topic on RPG Maker forum every time. I have it here stored in Notions. And also, I note what I use variables for, some switches for, because I have a lot of projects. I may forget what I did in some other project. Oops. Okay, to finish this off, we need to clean the rest, right? Because, for example, default coordinates for healthy bar, this is not needed anymore, right? Get health bar coordinates, this was the old version. Yeah, we don't need this. We just need this thing though, because in a game, the bar spawn at a different point, but this can be checked elsewhere, to be fair. Okay, that's everything then. We don't need those anymore, not even this one. Anything else we are using? No, okay. And now we have it cleaned. And we have the bars perfectly working. Nice. Let's see them in action, shall we? Should be relatively simple. So, first we spawn one when it takes damage, right? Or right from the start even. Would be also nice to have like here for -1. Like would be. Wait, no, we also need another thing. If there are no bar info. And no, we can do a thing here. It would be cool to know if the bar does exist or not. So we can have bar info is shown. So if the health bar is not there, I will get notified. Again, we know that if I try to move a bar, it will not be there. Could be a way to check for a health bar. To be fair, would be better to have a function for that. Oh well. I'm working on a project, needs a custom plugin. I whether commission one or use it VXAs. I hate working with JavaScript. Personally, I don't get much the difference between, well, the hate towards specific language. I suppose some. The issue here with JavaScript is mostly how it's used in RPG Maker, because being used in a browser game, as a browser game, has definitely some issues with pictures preloading. Other than that, I feel like languages are kind of similar, at least on the base structure. Maybe it changes how the engine uses it. So like Ruby on Rails is much different from how RPG Maker uses it for making the entire engine compared to MZ. Like MZ has a different sort of classes. Meanwhile, Ruby on Rails on VXAs uses it in a different way. I don't know how to explain, but every engine has a completely different structure, except MVMZ. So I don't know how I can return to VXAs after staying on JavaScript for too long. So we might want to have a function of some point, like function is healthy bar loaded bar ID. And we can have just false, and if the bar is there, return true. We need to get bar ID again, but here we can just have if is healthy bar loaded bar ID. If it's false, it means the bar is not ready. So we won't move it, of course. Okay. Languages are not an issue, but JavaScript, I hate only JavaScript. Why JavaScript? I'm curious. Like, what? Because it's slow, maybe? Or maybe because it doesn't work well in threads? I don't know. Because face value, most languages have the same basic structures. Like you can do almost everything with if, else, functions, classes. Then of course every engine has their quirks. Okay, so now since we have the check, we can have when we move here. This one, no wait, payload logic. What is this music? This is a banger. What is this one? Not bad, not bad. I need to see what calls the payload logic. So this probably gets called every time the payload moves, right? Ah, okay, yes, it's a parallel from the payload. Nice. Well, to be fair, it's much better to just initialize the health bar here. So we can just have even a common event. Huh. Initialize payload would be nice. We can call this one initialize payload here. We call it once. I hate the context the engine uses and finds it too different compared to other languages I tried. Ah, okay, so it's basically how RPG Maker uses JavaScript. To be fair, I find pretty awkward sometimes, all the time, to just change some things on the windows and stuff. Luckily, I don't work much with Windows, like the in-game Windows. But when I try to change them, there are hassles. So some parts are definitely not convenient to use. So to initialize the payload, we can have first we draw the health bar. Bar 1, and we can have I don't like starting value is, well, we can define them. Okay, here we draw the health bar, and we say that it's ready. We can have here map mechanics. Oh wait, we have it here already. Never mind. We can have payload active, which is on. So this one runs only when the payload is active. Okay. So we can have the right order of actions. Is there anything we need to initialize? Payload event ID maybe. No, never mind. This one stays here. Payload camera is on. I think it's fine. I don't even remember what this thing does. Maybe it moves the player. Oh yeah, this one. I should take notes on this. I should really start working on that. Let's see. I'm using Notion. It's very useful because I can create sub pages. For example, here I'm creating a pages for variables. So I can say variable or switches, vabbè, okay. Switch number 63 is a parallel common event to use camera on payload. So we remember, hopefully. So later in the future, like now, I forget what variable 64 is for. I will check there. Not just RPG Maker, I hate it in game development. The general context of the language is just bad. I still don't get what you mean with context then. I just thought it's how the game engine made it. Like you mean that it usually runs in game browsers? I still don't get it, sorry. Well, again, my knowledge of programming is just practical, so I don't know. I failed a job interview because I didn't know the difference between what's a compilated programming language was or something. My bad. Okay, so now the bar initializes every time we launch the map. Let's see. Here it is. Kinda offset, but we can fix it another time. We just want to change it now. We have it here. When the payload hits something that needs repair, let's add comments, please, for sparing the future me. Okay, thanks. So if there is an obstacle, then it takes damage. How do? We change the value by something. The value 1, we take, let's say, 10 damage, and that's the animation of 40 frames. Let's see. Again, I should line up the bar, but for now, let's see. I might want to make it faster just for testing, who knows. Yeah, you can see it works. It decreases every time. We need just one step. First, before I forget, faster. We may want to check. To be fair, this one returns a number. So instead of having it as a command in a script, we can directly have the command in a condition. Here. So we call it, we even get the value. If it's less or equal to 0, we get a game over. What is the game over? Well, I will do it custom, of course. I don't want a just straight up game over screen, but just for testing. It's much faster now, yeah. Let's see the payload. Okay, it's going. Like, difference between languages, like variables and classes are... And now they're handled. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know the small things there. Usually I just work around the stuff, so... Or usually I don't need stuff in that specific detail or context. So I consider myself lucky I never found those issues in the engines. No, not in the code, in the languages. For now, it's just in the engines. Okay, that's great. We also have a way to check for game over. Would be cool like to have it here. Let's make it right away so we are ready. So when you run out of health, we just get a game over. Later, of course, we can decide what happens exactly. Okay. We also get the game over. That's cool. We are here only 1 hour and a half. And we have a fully functional health bar. If this isn't perfection. And that's how it appears. We set the pictures and the position of every health bar. Okay. I don't think we need anything else. Perfect. Do we need to do anything before we stop? Maybe a small thing. There was something I wanted to fix, but I don't remember. I swear I don't remember. Let's make a try and see. With the payload, we can type repair 1. And Waldorf goes to save it, hopefully, because we are still losing health. It's fixed and the payload goes. We still need to program all the block and all the rest, but this works. Yes, wait. Yes, I realized what we want to change. The fixing of the repairs. Because this is kinda awkward. Because if a player goes there, it triggers... I believe we should do this one next time, right? I should add some notes. Here. We can even have a notes for next time. Fix repair so more users can repair at the time faster. And use one switch for each. Well, this could be optimized right away, right? We don't need to use game engine switches. We can use an array if we need. Since we don't know how many... What is it? We don't know how many repairs there will be in a level, right? Let's keep a indefinite value. Okay. That's only what I wanted to do today. Only the health bar. So I believe we can stop right here. We could have like a plugin call in the health bar instead of just the script calls, but you know, I don't care. I'm using it for myself. And also I really want to be able to parameterize those things. Okay then. Even if we don't really need parameters, since we define how much it decreases. Maybe I should put parameters, a plugin call, and then I can publish it. I have a lot of small plugins I want to publish. This one is the cleanest one for now. Okay. I believe we're gonna stop right here. I mean to save. Okay. So before we end the stream, let's see if we can raid someone. In the meantime, the payload is dying. Wait, now I can alt tab. I forgot it was working when I tabbed. Okay, now it stopped. And maybe when it's completely behind. Oh well. We can read Meowie. Let's go to Meowie. Playing Subnautica. Oh, I played that game. I'm kind of curious for Subnautica too. Though I'm not really super. I don't really want to play it super now because I have too many games I want to play, huh? Thanks a lot again for coming by. Tomorrow there will be no stream. Probably. And then we see each other on Friday. Or next week. Or whenever happens, as I said. Bye bye.